Hey guys, what's up? It's Retro Mikey 78 here today, and today I'm answering Zalex, a subscriber I have. He asked me to do this. He asked for the NES and the SNES. Now, I did this a little over a year ago. I went through the SNES collection, and that was when I had close to 200 games. So I am going to leave a link down in the description for that video, as is the NES video that I did shoot. What happened is I shot the OG Xbox, I shot the Xbox 360. Zalex, give me a shout out. He wanted to see the NES and SNES collection because he says we have the same taste in games. What I don't think he knew was, here recently I had severely downsized my NES and SNES collection. And mainly that was because I needed the money to I was trading them off or selling them off to try to get more of the GameCube and N64. I don't play these two systems as much as I do those, so I tend not to collect for these anymore. Plus I needed the space in the game room. So, alright, we have a strange selection of games here that I did keep. Why I kept them all, I honestly don't know why I kept everything I kept, but we'll go through and I'll try to explain everything the best I can. First off, we have The Adventures of Mighty Max. I love this cartoon growing up. This game, though, is not the best game. I bought this cheap down at Trading Games, and I thought, I tried to sell it when I sold off most of my stuff, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to trade this one off. So I kept The Adventures of Mighty Max mainly out of nostalgia for the cartoon. Disney's Aladdin. This is actually a fun game. I've never went through the whole game, but it is fun and it's got great gameplay. I think I have a manual for it somewhere. It's one thing I don't like about the Super Nintendo games. The manuals are bigger than the games. It's hard to keep them with them. If I ever did collect all the Super Nintendo games, I would not go for inbox. I would not go for with manual. I would probably just go loose cart. Next up, we have Batman Forever. Not a bad game. It's pretty fun. And Batman Returns. I kept both these because I figured I wasn't going to get rid of them. That one's not got the best label. This one's got a crack and writing all over it, but they both work. So I was like, I'll keep them. I'm not going to get much for them. Something I do like to play around with is the Super Scope. I have a complete in-box Super Scope. I'll throw a picture of it up there. It's mini. So I kept any game that requires a Super Scope. I have Battle Clash. I have some of the other ones there. I think they're all complete, most of them. I have Contra Wars 3 Alien Wars. It's not the best copy, but it works. Game's also ported all over the place. SNES and a few other systems. Darius Twin. It's a fun shooter. Kept Dragon's Lair. Fun game. I love playing Dragon's Lair. I never have beat it, but I love playing it. Alright, folks. I kept Donkey Kong Country 1 and Donkey Kong Country 2. I suck at these games. I never had a Super Nintendo as a kid, so when I got this as an adult, by then these were gone in history, and I've tried to play through them, and I just plain out suck. So I'm not good at those. One of these days I might sit down and really give it a try, but been watching Captain Algebra go through and try to do a no-death run of Donkey Kong Country, but it amazes me because I have never seen any of those levels. Gradius 3, me and a buddy used to play this as his Super Nintendo. It's a fun game. I do love playing these two games, but as again, I'm not very good at them, and that's Earthworm Jim 1 and 2. These are fun games to try to sit down and play. I just tell you. Love those platforming games. Then we have Fatal Fury and Final Fight, two great beat 'em ups. I kept them just to kind of play around with them. I've never beaten them. We got a copy of Frogger. This is a fun game. The Incredible Hulk on the Super Nintendo. I did watch Captain Algebra play through this on the Sega Genesis. What I've seen, it looks like a fun game. I know people give it a bunch of shit, but it looks like a fun game. I might actually sit down and play that. I barely play the Super Nintendo, so I need to sit down and play more of these games. I did own this right out of high school when I bought my Super Nintendo, and that was Killer Instinct. I did think this game was pretty fun. Never have went through the whole game, but it is a fun game. Justice League Task Force. I remember putting this in thinking the game was kind of fun, so I kept it to give it more of a try. Still haven't tried it. Zelda Link to the Past. I've never beaten this game. I've only ever played it for about an hour. I need to get into it and dig into it, but honestly, the only two Zelda games I've ever beaten besides the original are the two on the 64. The Orca of Time was my first Zelda game I ever played, and I fell in love with it. I find the other games not as fun as that original game that I dove into, so and that's opinion that other people have. A lot of people love Link to the Past. Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. I think this is a fun game. Have not went through the whole thing. Mario's Missing. It's an alright game. I kept Mario Paint. By the time I went to sell these things, I had like 6 copies of this game. But I have the mouse pad, the mouse, and instructions to this and the mouse. So only thing I was really missing was the box. So I kept this to have that complete set. I think it's either sitting up there or it's in a box over here. I'm not sure where all that's at. Mickey Mania. I had about 3 copies of this when I was selling my games, so I decided to keep one for myself. I've still not even tried the game. Micro Machines. This is a fun little racing game. It plays kind of kooky, but once you learn how the controls work, it's fun. Pack Attack. I played Pack Attack, played the shit out of it on the Game Boy Advance on a compilation. Pack Attack is a fun puzzle game. I really do love playing Pack Attack. Plock. I've heard so many people say stuff about Plock. I need to dive into the game, and that's mainly why I kept it. A lot of people are like, oh, this is a fun game. Now, I think this game is fun, and I love the name of it. I always loved Porky Pig as one of the Looney Tunes, but Porky Pig's Haunted House is a fun game. And a lot of these I've not went through and beat. That's the sad thing, folks. Robocop versus Terminator is a excellent game. And I prefer the Super Nintendo over the Genesis, so I have this copy. That is one game, if I could get the hard shell complete in box version, I probably would, because I just think that looks neat. This game here is totally out of nostalgia for the TV show, and that is Sequest, DSV. I love Sequest growing up. Me and April both did. And we both thought it was an excellent show. I don't understand why she thought it, because she hated Star Trek, but it was basically Star Trek in an ocean, is what I took it as. But Sequest to me was a great show. So Sequest, I keep it for nostalgic reasons, but hey, it's not a good game. Venom, Spider-Man, Separation Anxiety, great game. I need to clean it up, but I don't really care. As long as they work, I kind of keep them. Speed Racer, another game I tried out before I sold all my other stuff, and I found Speed Racer to be quite enjoyable. Plus, I love the cartoon, so I just kept it for nostalgic reasons for that too. Speedy Gonzales. This is a fun game. If you guys want a game you can just go around play it, it's just a nice platformer. Speedy Gonzales. Alright, next we have Spider-Man. Nice little beat 'em up, not bad. As I drop a bunch of other games. We have Spider-Man, Venom, Maximum Carnage. This is a pretty good game. It's a game by LGN, and I like this game. That is surprising. Another LG game that I do like is the Spider-Man X-Men Arcade Revenge. I think this game is pretty fun. Of course, I got my Super Game Boy. Like I said, the video I had before, I had a bunch of other games. You guys need to go and check that out because I had way over 200. Super Double Dragon. Awesome game. Never have beat it. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Totally suck at it, but just kind of kept it out of nostalgic reasons. Super Mario All-Stars. Awesome copy. And then we have Mario All-Stars with Mario World. Kind of kept a bunch of the Mario games. Mario World. Let you guys know, I've actually never went through and I've never beaten this game since, I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up. I'll say it again. I didn't get into a lot of the Super Nintendo games. I need to go back and do that. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Super Off-Road. There is a Baja edition, but I do not have that. I really don't like the Baja one. Next up's a few of them I'm keeping because I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I got Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Crossroads of Time, Star Trek The Next Generation, and Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Don't really like how they play. I kind of kept them just out of nostalgic reasons for being Star Trek. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Turtles in Time. Yes, I have beaten this several times on this cart, on the 360, on my cabinet. I play the shit out of Turtles in Time. Who doesn't? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Not a bad game. A lot of people give it hate. It's alright. Tiny Toons Adventures Busters Bust Loose. This is a pretty fun game. I will admit that. That is a pretty fun game. Virtual Bart is not actually a bad game. People give it hate. I think Virtual Bart's alright. Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Sports Challenge is a pretty decent game. I picked this up late last year. This is totally out of nostalgic. Wing Commander. I love the original series on the PC in the early PS1 days. I actually really liked the movie that they put out that a lot of people hate. I thought the movie wasn't bad. But, hey, Wing Commander, totally out of nostalgic. I do not like the game. It's just one of those ones. I was like, hey, I like to collect some of the Wing Commander stuff. Here's one of my favorite games growing up. I played the shit out of this on the PC in the 90s, and that's Wolfenstein 3D. And the last loose game, those of you to see my game room tours that I have done know how much I love Wolverine, the comics. You see my X-Men figures. Wolverine, what is it? Animanium's Rage. Not a bad game. I do love playing it. Yeah, another LGN game. I thought LGN did a better job on the Super than they did the NES. Alright folks, now we are going to get into my complete in-box games. And I even had more at one point, but I decided to keep some and get rid of some others. We have, and I still had the price tags on them from when I was trying to get rid of them. We have Doom. I was trying to sell it back in February for $40. Does not have a manual. It's a little beat up of a box, but people at the con weren't even looking at these. They just were passing these over, just not even looking. Lemmings for $20, no manual. Nobody was even picking these things up. Mixed Pac-Man, no, I'm not selling these now. These are games I decided to keep. Miss Pac-Man had no manual. I was selling it for $8, no manual. Nobody was, like I said, looking at them. We have T2, the arcade game. I was keeping this because it was a light gun game. Also, it says light gun are mouse compatible. It's not the best game now. Metal Combat Falcons Revenge. Kind of a tore up box, but it's complete in box. So the sad thing is when I bought this about almost 2 years ago, I bought this and a complete one for a hell of a deal when I bought a bundle of games. So I sold the complete one that was sealed for a good price. Picked this up at Mo Game Con Jr. basically because I also really like the Roadrunner. So, Roadrunner Death Valley Rally. This is a fun game. Donkey Kong Country, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, 28. I was trying to sell it for 28 bucks, no manual, but nobody bought it. I brought all my Donkey Kong Countries home and decided to keep them. So, I still haven't removed the sticker. Now, this next stack. Alright, I'm going to go through 3 more games, then I'm going to go through some of my favorite games on this system. Yoshi's Safari. This game is actually really, really fun. Yoshi's Safari for the light gun. This is a blast. You guys play that on the Super Scope. Yeah, it's fun. Kept Jurassic Park. It's complete. It's a mouse game. I think that was the reason I kept it. This is a repro that came out later. This is Return of Double Dragon, and I bought this. A YouTuber had said, oh, this is coming out. It's a great port. Guess what? You can only play this on the Retron. You cannot play this on original hardware. Isn't that some type of bullshit? I'm never going to get my money back for what I paid for this, so I'm just kind of keeping it in the collection. I think that was a waste of a buy. It's not even a good port of a game. Alright folks, next I have a complete in box Booger Man that I was trying to sell at the con, but then I decided to keep. I had this complete in box plus the Sega Genesis. I did sell the Sega Genesis afterwards, but here's my complete in box copy of the Super Nintendo version. Now these 3 here, these are complete, and these are 3 that I probably will never get rid of, and I love having them complete. One is the original Super Mario Kart. Got this for a steal. These just sit over in a cabinet. So yeah, Super Mario Kart. Love this game. Next is my copy of Cool Spot. I love playing this. I thought this was an excellent platformer. I bought this, one of the first games I bought when I started collecting again and bought a Super Nintendo. I was like, I gotta have Cool Spot. Another game I had to have immediately. My mint copy of Super Mario RPG Legends of the Seven Stars. I love playing this. Not only that, I've beaten this game. I couldn't tell you how many times. I just went through and beat it again. Love playing this game. Never get tired of it. So, there you go, folks. That is my Super Nintendo set after I decided to purge a bunch of my games. This is what I kept. Like I said, go back to the video that I had previously. You'll see that I still got rid of quite a bit. Got rid of some last year when I was during the strike, and then I decided again, I was like, hey, I've got this all emulated. I'm going to get rid of some of it. I knew I wasn't going to get rid of all of it, and like you've seen, I took stuff to Mo Game Con willing to get rid of it, brought it home, and then decided to keep some more stuff. So, will I go back to collecting these again? Most likely I will. I don't know why I got rid of stuff. It was mainly, I think, to save shelf space. This game room is filling up fast. And another reason I got rid of it is just stuff I didn't want to play. I wasn't collecting at the time. I was wanting to focus on my GameCube and N64, which I still want to focus on. So, hey, thanks for watching Retro Mikey 78. I got more content coming up soon, and I think I am going to shoot a PS1 and PS2 video on my collections of what I have. So, thanks for watching. I'll be back.